الْجِبَالُ عَنْ أَمَاكِنِهَا. The end of time won't come until you see mountains removed from their places. When I was in Mecca, there's mountains have been removed from Mecca. Qu'iq'an, one of the mountains that's known as the Ahad al-Akhshabain. When the angels came to the Prophet ﷺ and they asked him if he wanted to see the mountains that they would يطبقهما على Quraysh. One of them was Abi Qubays and the other was Qu'iq'an. Qu'iq'an has been removed. It's gone. It's no longer there. The mountain is gone. A mountain that the Prophet ﷺ walked in its shade. A mountain that the Prophet ﷺ probably climbed as a boy. This mountain is now removed. Then the Prophet ﷺ said, لا تقوم الساعة حتى تزول الجبال عن أماكنها. These are signs for people to reflect. The Prophet I was on the Arabian Peninsula with my family, walking on the beach, and I came upon people in a public beach having sexual intercourse. In a public beach on the Arabian Peninsula. I'm not making this up. This is the level of fasad that is happening on our planet. The Prophet ﷺ said, لا تقوم الساعة حتى يتهارج الناس تهارج الحمير. That the end of time won't come until people are like animals openly. He said, sallallahu alayhi wasallam, that one of the signs of the end of time is civilized people would walk with their thighs exposed in the marketplaces. بادية الأفخاذ في الأسواق. People, pens, he said, would be everywhere. He said that people, out of their love of the world, you would get two-income families. That people would be two-income families. That he said a woman will out حرصا على الدنيا تعين زوجها على التجارة. Out of love for this world, she'll work like her husband to earn livelihood, neglecting the children. Some people are forced to do that. And there's no blame on that. But there's people that just out of love of dunya, they will abandon their children and go out. These are the things that are happening around us. He told us that towards the end of time, you will see the people of the ala, ri'asha yatatawaluna fil bunyan. He said there will be poor people who were the desert people, and they were poor and they were taking care of goats and animals, and then they'll begin to build huge buildings. These are signs before your very eyes. We're seeing signs of our Prophet ﷺ. He told us that you will see the buildings of Mecca reach the mountaintops. The buildings of Mecca will reach the mountaintops. And this is happening in our lifetime. When I first went to Mecca, there were no buildings even close to the tops of the mountains of Mecca. And now it's filled with buildings that are beginning to reach the mountaintops. I was on one of the tallest mountains in Mecca, and you can see the clock tower now surpasses the mountains. The Prophet ﷺ said in a hadith, he said, إِذَا رَأَيْتُمْ مَكَّةَ بُعِجَتْ كَظَائِمًا. If you see Mecca, if you see its mountains with holes pierced through them, this is what it means. بُعِجَتْ كَظَائِمًا وَيَتَسَاوَى بُنْيَانُهَا رُؤُوسَ جِبَالِهَا. And you see the buildings reach or in a riwayah ta'lu, they will actually surpass the mountaintops. And then he said, فَقَدْ أَظَلَّتَ السَّاعَةُ. It means that the sa'a has cast its shadow. Imam As-Suyuti says in this, هِيَ عِبَارَةٌ عَنْ دُنُوَ السَّاعَةِ. It means that the hour is near, it's coming close. But if you took that literally, and in hadith tradition, in the usuli tradition, asrud kalam al-haqiqa, that if the Prophet says something, you should always interpret it literally, unless there's a reason to go to a metaphorical interpretation. Now we have the clock tower casting a shadow over the Kaaba. So the clock tower, what do they call it in Saudi Arabia? As-sa'a. لَقَدْ أَظَلَّتَ السَّاعَةُ. You could take it literally, the clock has cast its shadow over the Kaaba. Literally or metaphorically, اقتربت الساعة وانشق القمر. The hour is drawing near.
Allah, Allah, you are my own, you are my love.
Who can tell me when the last hour will come? Who can tell me when the last hour is? Does anyone know? Allah knows. But I see that people are waiting until they see the sun rise from where it sets. Or they are waiting until the Dajjal comes out, or until the Mahdi comes out. They are waiting for that. La ya akhi. That's not how you should be waiting for the last hour. The Prophet ﷺ said, "Man mata faqad qamat qiyamatuh." Whoever dies, then his last hour has come. So it is death which is your last hour, not the Dajjal, not when the sun rises from where it sets. La. The last hour for every person, the Qiyamah, is when you die. And you don't know when you are going to die. So therefore you are always preparing for your grave. And that is your last hour. Man mata faqad qamat qiyamatuh, the Prophet ﷺ said, whoever dies, his last hour has come. So that's what you must be preparing for. Not preparing to meet the Dajjal. Wasting your time in finding out what are the signs of the last hour. Spending nights and days and talking about them. When you could die tomorrow. When that time comes, you can deal with it. Learn the basics. But you should be preparing for your grave, ya ikhwan.
Thus we must take this matter seriously. We must prepare our luggage for our final destination. Allah Ta'ala says in Surah Al-Anbiya, اقترب للناس حسابهم وهم في غفلة معرضون. Draws near to mankind is their reckoning, is their destruction, yet they turn away in heedlessness. They hear these signs, we are hearing them tonight, but we turn away tonight and say, alhamdulillah, another lesson, just another lesson. But it's not just another lesson. If you take it as another lesson without application, you're wasting your time. It's not just another lesson. It must move yourself, make you move, make your body change, live differently from tonight. Change your whole life. That's why it is another lesson. But let it be another lesson in the sense where it becomes another life. Transforms into the reality of life. إنهم يرونه بعيدا ونراه قريبا. They see it, the day of judgment, as a far off event. But Allah says, we see it as quite near. And in Surah Muhammad He mentions, are they waiting for anything except the hour to come to them suddenly? But its signs have already come. This is Allah talking to us, brothers and sisters. Allah saying to us, what are you waiting for? Are you waiting for the hour to confront you, to hit you, to smack you in the face? But its signs is already there. What are you waiting for? Meaning, why are you not applying Allah's law? Are you waiting for the major sign to come and hit you? Because there's nothing left but the major signs. Filthy riba. We are witnessing musical instruments becoming wide. Many earthquakes, time passing quickly. We are witnessing bloodshed, whereby the killer does not know why he killed, nor the killed know why he was killed. We are witnessing lack of trustworthiness, authority given to those who don't deserve it, the increase of police and their oppressors. We are witnessing the increase of tribulations, afflictions, trials, hatred, enmity between people. We are witnessing nudity, ladies dressed in nothing, literally nothing. We are witnessing the increase in the number of ladies and the decrease in the number of men. We are fortunate to have been blessed with such details of coming events as the last hour draws nearer. No other nation, no other people have been fortunate to have been blessed with such details of future trials and event. However, before our very eyes, we are witnessing these signs. They testify with certainty that we are indeed on the verge of a change. Thus, we must take this matter seriously. We must prepare our luggage for our final destination. Allah Ta'ala says in Surah Al-Anbiya, اقترب للناس حسابهم وهم في غفلة معرضون. Draws near to mankind is their reckoning, is their destruction, yet they turn away in heedlessness. They hear these signs, we are hearing them tonight, but we turn away tonight and say, alhamdulillah, another lesson, just another lesson. But it's not just another lesson. If you take it as another lesson without application, you're wasting your time. It must move yourself, make you move, make your body change, live differently from tonight. إنهم يرونه بعيدا ونراه قريبا. They see it, the day of judgment, as a far off event, but Allah says we see it as quite near. In Surah Muhammad he mentions, are they waiting for anything except the hour to come to them suddenly? But its signs have already come. This is Allah talking to us, brothers and sisters. Allah saying to us, what are you waiting for? Are you waiting for the major sign to come and hit you? Because there is nothing left but the major signs. Are you waiting for the beast of the earth to come and slap your face or mark your face with the word mu'min or kafir? When this very strange, amazing, speaking, huge, hairy beast of the earth emerges. So hairy that you will not be able to tell its front from its rear. Having two things that were owned, possessed by two previous prophets. The ring of Sulaiman and the rod of Moses. When it comes out, this beast won't give you a chance. It won't give you a chance. You're either a mu'min or a kafir on that day. As soon as the people see this beast, they'll be terrified. But where are they going to hide? They cannot hide. This is a major sign decreed by the Almighty Lord. When it sees the believer, this speaking beast, it will adorn the believer's face by writing the best word that can ever be written. It writes on his face, mu'min, believer. What a beautiful word. A sign of humbleness, submissiveness, devotion, motivation, obedience to the Almighty Lord. Isn't this what we want? Do you not want the beast of the earth to mark your face with mu'min? Because that word mu'min will end up being eternal salvation for you. If we only understood what the word believer meant. But are we believers? Question yourself. And when it sees the disbeliever, it will destroy his face or her face. And this is not symbolic or metaphoric, it's reality, it's genuine. It will destroy the disbeliever's face by writing the dirtiest, the worst word that can ever be written. Kafir, a sign of infidelity, disbelief, filth, a sign of dirt. Is that what we want? A'udhu billah. If this beast comes out, the door of repentance is closed.